everyone. Welcome to Writing 101. You are taking this in the summer semester, so kudos to you for being very active in your education. Not very many people enjoy taking summer classes, but they are wonderful, and it's a great way to get some more credits knocked out, right? So good for you. So I'm Professor McHugh. I'm going to be your instructor for the course. Obviously, this is entirely online, which is wonderful. So what I will do periodically is create videos like this for you so that you can actually see me in person. You can actually hear my voice instead of just seeing me, type out on the screen. And I will especially make videos before the beginning of each assignment. Okay, so that I think will really help us. So I'm going to try to make this as short as I can, but it's really just an introductory type thing to get you started and help you with some basics in the course. So it is an 8-week course. We will finish it up by the end of July. Each week is a new week in the course, obviously, so week 1, week 2, and so on. Due dates for assignments are going to be put into the Leo classroom. I'm going to be doing that right after I make this video and get everything all set up for you. Excuse me, if you click on the content button in the top toolbar that we have in our classroom, you are going to see teacher info to be able to get a hold of me. I do prefer that you contact me by email just because I have had students abuse my number in the past. I can certainly give out my number if it's an emergency and you would prefer to talk to me on the phone. Just shoot me an email and I will provide you my phone number. But otherwise, if it's something we can handle through email, I would really prefer to do that. I'm very good about answering them. I check them periodically throughout the day, and the notifications come right to my cell phone. So I'm usually very quick about answering. You'll usually get an answer within 24 hours, okay? Hence, if it's the weekend, maybe a little longer than that, but really I check it every single day, okay? So you're also going to see the syllabus on the left-hand side. Please make sure that you look through that and you read it in its entirety so that you are aware of the expectations for this course and so that there's really no surprises for you because nobody likes surprises at the last minute like that. Okay, and then you're going to see there is Ask the Professor Student Lounge. Now, this is not a discussion board for personal things, okay? So if you have a question about your grades, question about an assignment, something personal going on in your life, please don't post it here because everyone's going to see it, okay? So that's not a good idea. This is for general course questions that can benefit everyone. Right, so if you have a question about an assignment, if the instructions aren't clear, if you have a question about a discussion board and the instructions there, or anything related to the course itself, by all means, that's a great place to do it. And then that'll help everybody out instead of me, answering the same question over and over again. Anything personal, please email me, okay? You're going to see all of the weeks 1 through 8, all there, okay? I do ask that you do not work ahead, please. It's important that you stay on the week that we are in. Potentially as the week, starts to wind down, we get into the last few days. If you want to start working towards the next one, that's perfectly acceptable, but it's not acceptable for you to sit there one day and just kind of go all the way through to the end. I have had students do that, and I would prefer you to absolutely not do that because it's just not a good idea. We need to stay together and work together as we progress each week, okay? The other thing to think about is the first really, major assignment that is coming up for you, okay, is going to be your personal narrative, okay? So that's the first major assignment that you're going to get a grade for. Let's kind of talk about the instructions for that a little bit. Okay, so this is going to be due at the end of the very first week. I know that kind of seems intimidating, but you want to keep in mind with it being an 8-week course, it is going to move very fast, okay? So we are going to have that due right away. I am going to grade that. Okay, so this is going to be 10% of your overall grade. So it is important that you put your best effort into that. And I'm going to grade that. And then we are going to revise that at the end, okay? The instructions are, in my opinion, very clear. The university did a great job with this. They are very, detailed. And so really, as long as you read through this, you should be okay. You want to remember that when it comes to a personal narrative, you're obviously going to be speaking in the first person, right, because it's your personal narrative. One of the things you want to try to keep in mind is having some sort of a goal of, this is a lesson that I learned, and I want you to know the lesson I learned. Or This is something I feel very passionately about, and I believe you should feel passionately about it as well, okay? An example, I had a student last semester, she wrote a personal narrative on how she wants to stop animal abuse, that she's seeing it. For example, she keeps seeing videos posted on Facebook of animal abuse, and it's really concerning to her. So she wrote a personal narrative about how animal abuse is just wrong, and she wants other people to agree with her on that. And so she really wrote this inspiring piece talking about, the rights that animals have, and it was very inspiring. So you can do something similar to that if you want. You can write about something traumatic that you went through and how you came out a stronger person from that. Okay, it's really important just to make sure that it's showing us that you have decent writing skills, that you can organize a paper, that you will have an introductory paragraph with a thesis statement, which is essential. Your thesis statement, I like to call it the heart of the paper, okay? The paper relies on it. It's got to have it, and it needs to be very focused, and it needs to be very bold. We need to be able to tell exactly where it is, and we need to tell what the whole point of that paper is by the end of that introductory paragraph, okay? We want to see body paragraphs that are going to support that thesis statement, that are going to develop each of those main points that you want to bring in. We want to see topic sentences and transitions. And I know some of this may sound a little overwhelming to some of you, but our discussion boards that we're going to do each week, there's going to be multiple ones of them. You're going to see a lot of those are going to tackle these things. They're going to help you to improve your writing each week, and then you take those skills that you're learning in the discussion boards and you're applying them to the papers, and you're going to watch your writing really improve. I think it's great. This is a really great course. I love teaching this one. Okay. Even though you can use first person point of view, the instructions do specifically state to avoid using second person, and that is you, okay? Do not use you. We usually, for the most part, do not want you using it at all in academic writing. Unless it is an essay that calls for it, it's not appropriate, and it's really not formal in essay writing, okay? You don't want to address the reader. You don't want to bring the reader in. You don't want to talk to the reader. Let the reader just read, okay? Just write as though you're talking to yourself, maybe. But you don't want to use you, okay? It's going to get very confusing, and it kind of hurts your formal tone that you want to build, all right? So it also shows you documentation, okay? If you do choose to quote from the driver's seat, and you'll understand what this means more as you get through week 1, if you do choose to do that, you must follow APA format. It does show you in the instructions some examples of how to do that, because I know this may be very new to a few of you, okay? So please make sure that you look at these instructions, and if you're not entirely sure how to cite properly in APA, please reach out to me and I will help you with that, and I will give you some more resources, okay? And then just the basic stuff of, 1-inch margins, double-spaced, a decent font, title page, things of that nature, okay? I will give you feedback on that, and I will grade it, and then in week 8, the last week, you will revise it, and you'll have a really great narrative that you can leave the course with and be very proud of. So this is my favorite assignment of the course, okay? You're going to see there's a few other assignments that we're going to do, some graded, some not. And again, the most important thing, too, is to keep in mind that every week there are multiple discussion boards, okay? For week 1, you are going to have 2 regular discussion boards that you have to participate in. You are also going to have a grammar lab. The grammar labs are done on a 2-week basis. So for example, grammar lab 1 is going to span over week 1 and week 2. In the first week, you create your post. In the second week, you reply to posts, okay? You can start replying to posts in week 1 if you really absolutely want. However, I really would prefer you to wait as the instructions ask, just so everybody's doing the same thing at the same time. That's very important, okay? And then I will, of course, do my best to make sure I comment to every single person in the course. If I happen to accidentally miss you, please don't think it's on purpose. With this many discussion boards, it gets a little overwhelming for me at times, but I do the best I can to make sure I comment to absolutely everyone, okay? And then, of course, if I don't answer your question or I wasn't clear enough, please, by all means, send me an email and I will make sure to do that for you, okay? I'm not scary. I don't want you to be afraid of me. I want you to feel like you can come talk to me. I'm here to help you. I want to watch you improve in your writing. I love writing. It's what I do. So by all means, I'm here for you, okay? I think that's about it. I'm looking forward to working with you over the next 8 weeks. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to me, and I hope that you have a wonderful week 1.